Hey, what's up YouTube? This is your boy Rob the Enthusiast, formerly known as Kona Enthusiast, and we are back with another video. So today we're about to go ahead and do a POV drive of my Hyundai Elantra N. It's not the cleanest. I'm finna head out to go to get the car washed at some point today, but I gotta run some errands. It's been a few months since I got the car, so it's a lot of catching up to do about what's been going on with me while I've been gone and what's been going on with the car. So yeah, it's our first POV drive with the car since I've gotten it on the channel. So yeah, pretty excited to do that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this video started with a nice cold start. It's interesting how it starts. I think I mentioned this in the last video. It starts off quiet, but then it valves open up. Versus the Kona, it opened up on start. There's the valves opening now. Sounds pretty good. Can't wait to get a downpipe on it though. So yeah, there's been a lot going on these past few months. Been a lot of traveling going on as usual. So I've already put probably about 7,000 miles in 2 months, which is a lot of miles. But I did go to Road Atlanta a couple weeks ago with In Club Carolina, along with In Club Georgia, Tennessee, and Florida. They were there as well. So you'll see content on that video. Also, prior to that, I drove to Mississippi. I think I mentioned that in the last video that I had a road trip to make. So that was about 2,500 miles. So either way I go between that and my normal everyday driving, I put a lot of miles, but the car, like I said in the last video, was ahead on miles. So not exactly a bad thing. But yeah, I just wanted to give you all a first POV drive for the Elantra N. I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos, but it's the first one for this channel. I also wanted to discuss why did I get rid of my Hyundai Kona N, what was the main reasoning for that. So I'll discuss that in this video and what led me to choosing specifically this Hyundai Elantra N out of all the other options that I had as far as in the N community. So let's go ahead and get this drive started and we'll go ahead and discuss that. I'm going to put it in custom. My custom settings right now, which I need to change it, is set to for custom 1 engine sport plus. My steering is in normal, because I feel like the steering is heavier on this than it was on the Kona. Suspension is set to normal. Transmission, I had it on sport. I'm gonna switch it back to normal just for this video. And then ELSD, ESC is in sport, and exhaust sound, of course, is in sport plus, so we can get those nice pops and bangs. But anyways, let's go to get this drive started. Seems like the car is ready to be driven. Just gotta chill out till it gets to temp as usual. So why did I get rid of my Hyundai Kona N? So first reasoning, for those of you who have been watching my videos, I think the newer subscribers, you may not have seen it because I took down a video. But a year ago, around this time a year ago, I basically had to post a video of my car catching fire last year when I went to Road Atlanta. We were headed to Road Atlanta. My Hyundai Kona N, the fuel injector went out for a 4th time, which sucks. And that was already like the strike for me right there, because 3 times is already bad enough. The 4th leading to a exhaust fire because the cats were hot for me being on the road. So that happens. But ever since then, you know, even though the car had been reliable since that point, it had been a goal of mine to get out of that car and get into something else. But I couldn't really shake up what to go with next. So I, you know, wrestled between the idea of an M340 or going into a, you know, different car such as a Type R or Type S. And you know, I love those cars. I think they look better. Looks can be objective, but I think they look better than the Elantra and the Kona N. But I was trying to, you know, basically think about pricing. What's the most fun car in this segment, or really any segment? And this car right here is just, to me, a lot of fun. I've driven other vehicles from BMW and Audi and stuff, and this right here was just, you know, one that I had to go with. So I basically been working since October of last year pretty hard to try to get out of this, or get out of the Kona N. And so I even went through the whole limit law situation, tried to get Hyundai to buy the car back because of the issues, and you know, they sent some money back, but they never bought the car back fully. So I basically was kind of in limbo. And then couple that with the fact that those of you who own the Kona N, you know this, the prices for the Kona N, the market is horrible right now. You can literally buy them for cheap. I just saw somebody posted today, they bought their Kona N yesterday for $25,000 and only had 2,000 miles on it, which is crazy. You know, that's even better than what I got for this Elantra N. So it's just kind of crazy just how all of that managed to happen. And so anyways, yeah, just seeing how that was, it just made it very difficult because I was getting low balls on trades. So it wasn't up until about 2 or 3 months ago when I finally just said, screw it, I'm just gonna search and see what happens. And you know, I'm not gonna force myself out of the Kona, but if the right deal comes up, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and trade out of the Kona. So to fast forward in this story, I found a Hyundai Elantra N. It was a stick shift. It was a 6-speed manual. It was cyber gray, and it was an amazing car. I drove probably an hour and a half or so to go check this car out. So I drove pretty far. Get down there, and you probably saw this in the last video. I discussed this a little bit. Basically, the car was on lowering springs, and like I discussed in the last video, that is just something that I can't tolerate, you know, just because the car already sits low enough. The car is already, you know, from the factory at a great ride height. And so for me, the biggest thing for that was just being that it's on coilovers. You basically are taking out the factory adjustable dampers that everybody loves about this car. So it makes it do its magic on the track, along with things like the LSD. But that's the primary thing, in my opinion, to why this car can handle so well. So I just was not a fan of that. Like I said in the last video, I won't harp on that too much. But that deal fell through. And so from there, I searched and searched and searched. But again, I wasn't forcing myself. But I knew that as far as my loan approval with my credit union, along with just the fact that I had taken all of the mods off of my Kona N, you know, everything except for turbo inlet and downpipe was taken off of that car. So I knew that at some point I had to do something as far as getting into another car. And so that was the biggest thing right there, was just the timeline right there. So I searched and I found 2 black Elantra N's. One had 14,200, this one had 14,750. And so I was pretty much kind of stuck because one was about a 2-hour drive and one was going to be about 4 hours to go drive down to South Carolina. And so I was trying to decide what's the best one to go with, what's the best option, and ended up being this one. So the reason I didn't go with the one that was closer was because of the fact that it had kind of a questionable Carfax. It was a black Elantra N, just like this one, same miles like I said, but the thing was, it's like it came with all these modifications, and it was kind of a red flag to me and my friend. It came with all kinds of modifications. It pretty much had every bolt on that you could think of. I saw it had an intercooler, it had the same intake that I had on my Kona, turbo inlet, cash can. It had probably a downpipe. I mean, it had just about everything. The only thing was it had a accident that wasn't reported, and so, or excuse me, that was reported, but it was a minor accident. But still, that was the biggest thing for me. Also, that dealer was not nudging on my trade-in at all, and they also added things such as like new tires and new brakes, and charged like an extra $2,900, which I feel like if you're gonna sell a pre-owned car, you need to go ahead and include that in the price, not add an additional price. That's what they did. So out the door, even though that car's price was lower than this one was, as far as the sticker price, the out the door price after all of their extra stuff made that car a lot more expensive than this. So that was my main reason for not going through with that car. Unfortunately, it happens. So I didn't even drive there for that. But this one, I went through with because the dealer was very communicative. They kept me updated with everything, and they gave me a great trade. They gave me about, I think, 38 or 3,900 over the KBB value for my car, and they also had a great price on their car. So out the door, even though this one was technically more than the other one, as far as the sticker price of what they were putting on the thing for, it ended up being cheaper because they didn't have all this extra denims and all of that, which is just crazy that a used car had that. So I was saving myself about $4,000. So I went through with this, and I got a great warranty with it. It was about, I think a 200,000 mile warranty is what I got with it. So that was my reasoning for getting this car. Honestly, I love it. It's been amazing so far. But yeah, I definitely will have more POV drives coming up. I may have, if I can get a chance to charge my battery, I'll probably insert a POV drive clip along with this video. Just an additional clip. If I can get a pull before, then I won't, but kind of give you all the good tease of what's been done. So all right, so the last thing I want to talk to you all about before I finish up this video is modifications that I have done to the car already and what I plan to do going forward with this car. So I have the JB4 that was on my Hyundai Kona N. I have that back on this car. It was, you know, obviously just the easy way to go ahead and get tuning done. I also put the fuel pump back on, that was upgraded, and then I also put on the spark plugs. I went with the HKS this time. They were pretty cheap, surprisingly, for heat range 9. They're about 116 bucks, so I got those. And then I also got the MSD coil packs for my Kona and put that on this. That's pretty much the only thing I've done to the car. As you can see, I'm still in a fishbowl. I have no tint, nothing done to the car. Other than, like, I did some LED lights inside and out. Everything except for the reverse lights and, of course, turn signals. But that's basically it. So far, I'm just running map 2 just because I don't have a downpipe. I don't want to be risking it. And honestly, with these cooler temps, I can already tell now it wants a downpipe. Like, you could tell, like, you know, it's making, you know, 24 or so pounds of boost. Like, right now I'm octane learning, so I'm doing closer to 25. When it's cooler outside at night, you can tell that, you know, it's having some issues with the fuel cuts. It may be the fuel pump being upgraded. Maybe that one is already messing up, or it could be the downpipe. But I'm gonna chop it up to likely the downpipe, because I know my Kona had the same issue before I got a downpipe. So that's more than likely what it is, but I'll get a downpipe in the future. Also plan on getting an intake, or may just keep the factory box and get the 6 light intake that just has the hosing and stuff and the turbo inlet. And yeah, so that's the plan for now. Just kind of get the car back to where the Kona was at. That way I can go ahead and switch to my map 6 tune, and I'm gonna enjoy on that and ride on that for a while. And then eventually the long-term plan is to get basically a tune from 845 or the N75. I haven't decided yet, but 845 is local to me. My friend Bryce, he works with them and Cherry Tuning, so he can basically tune the car for me. He makes a really good, really reliable tune, similar to how Daniel does with N75. But I'm gonna get a quick pull in for you all right quick. I didn't realize this lane was ending. Also, the exhaust is still stock, but it sounds really good for stock. I'm actually surprised by how loud it is stock. But yeah, so basically, like I said, just get that tune eventually. I just love how this car just hops in front of me. Like, yeah, they used their signal, but it was such a last minute move, and I probably would have made it in front of this moped. But anyways, aside from that, the plan is to go with that eventually down the road, go with 845 tune. That's whenever I get the money to get MEF and also hybrid turbo, but I'm not really in any particular rush. Like I said, this car is a 200,000 mile warranty. The JB4 is the safest bet as far as warranty is concerned. So my goal is basically to just kind of enjoy it as it is with the map 6 when that time comes, and eventually I'll go all out, go balls to the wall. But the main reason I'm also been hesitant on going with the 845 tune, it's really good, but it's just the fact that this car is limited by the transmission. The manual, they could just upgrade their clutch and be okay. We have to upgrade our clutches or get a TCU tune, both of which we don't have options for with this DCT, unfortunately. And so until then, I really don't want to invest into an ECU tune when I'm gonna have to sit here and get revisions, and that's gonna cost me more money to revise the tune in the future. So I just don't even want to go down that route if I don't have to. So I'm just waiting until the time comes that I can just dump the money and get everything done right at once. And that's the main thing. But for now, the next things on my list are definitely get an oil catch can. I want to get some tint for the car because it's a black car. You know, it gets a little toasty in here, but also it looks good to have tint on a black car. And lastly, the last thing I want to get done is some wheels. I'm either gonna paint these wheels or get a powder coat of black, or I'm go the route of doing just the all new aftermarket wheels whenever it's time for me to get new tires early next year. So we just have to see, but that's basically the plan for the car. It's basically to keep up with, with the Kona N as far as mods, and then just get the visual aspect down. And that's basically it for now, but there's a lot of good things coming with that. I'm gonna try to go to the drag show one more time before the year is up. see how this does compared to the Kona on map 6. I want to see if I can crack into the 12s with this. I'm pretty confident because I know stock these are running like 13 flat. I've seen a couple 12.95s. So I think with map 2 I should be able to, because this car, like, it takes a little second to hook, but once it hooks, it's gone. Like it takes off. The top end is a lot stronger in this car versus the Kona because of the fact that it does sit lower to the ground, better aerodynamics, what have you. So anyways, I appreciate you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this POV drive. I will have more POV drives coming up where it's just strictly driving and some pulls in, not much talking. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, we have Road Atlanta content coming up along with 8-speed Joel and also 845 tuning. We have a lot of things that are coming up on our channel before the year is up. I know I don't post as frequently as I used to, but I try to, you know, get some great content out when that is. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure you click on the notification bell. That way you know whenever I am posting a video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. My Instagram used to be icy_Kona_N, but it is now Rob the Enthusiast, just like my YouTube channel is. So you just take that right there and go straight to YouTube or to Instagram and you'll find that. Appreciate you all for watching this video, and I hope you all have a great one.